All right, I am live and good morning. My name is Lauren Lewis and this is Young Onset Power for Parkinson's circuit class. I'm so glad to be here this morning and have you join me. This is our 136th live stream class. If you have not been taking this or any of our classes for the 136 classes, then maybe you want to join our membership so that you can catch some of our previous exercise classes that have been recorded. They were live, but they've been recorded. And if you join the membership, you can have access to some of our earlier ones and try to catch up. So that's number one. I hope you will join us. The other thing is that we are very close to our goal of subscriptions, and what happens with the subscriptions is it allows more people to have easier access to finding us. So if you have not subscribed yet, please do so. And also, if you're enjoying our classes, please give us a thumbs up. There's not a lot of classes for young onset around, so we are fairly or totally unique in that. So we hope that you are enjoying them, getting a lot out of them. Let other people know about our classes as well. All right, so let's get started. Just before we do get moving, just a reminder that this is for young onset, meaning that it's for people with mild symptoms of Parkinson's disease who can exercise standing for an hour. You will need to get on and off the floor. I suggest you keep a chair or stand next to a wall for a lot of these exercises to assist you with balance so that you can complete these with success and stay safe. So we're going to start off with our warm-up and then we'll get right into it. I'm going to walk you through a warm-up, but if this warm-up doesn't work for you, please just run around the room, get yourself warmed up, go up and down stairs, do some jumping jacks, jumping rope, whatever it is that will get you warmed up for the next 3 or so minutes. So I'm going to take just some easy side steps here. And while I describe what we're going to be doing, the circuit consists of 7 exercises. Each one will be focusing on large muscle groups throughout the body, and each one has a specific focus on a symptom, a common symptom of, especially for early onset. So we'll be working on those as well. Each exercise will be done for 50 seconds. With a little rest in between, and then we'll go through the entire circuit, 7 exercises, 3 times. All right, so let's continue moving and warming up. I'm going to take that side step, and I'm going to take those arms and bring them overhead. So by raising my arms overhead, I'm increasing my blood flow, I'm increasing my heart rate, I'm getting gently and slowly bringing that heart rate up and warming up my body, getting ready for a good workout. And I've got one for you today. Okay, let's continue on. Let's move those arms in front. And we're just pushing nice and easy, but pushing in front. Let's open up those fingers. So those of you that are starting to are feeling some of those symptoms of Parkinson's, maybe some stiffness. So we want to make sure the fingers are opening and closing, trying to get some oxygen and blood going through those fingers. Let's take the arms out to the side as we warm up. And again, let's keep those hands fisted, making a fist and opening up those fingers as much as possible. Let's just try to get those fingers warmed up, hands warmed up, body warmed up. Okay, I'm going to take this side step and gently take it to a knee lift and bring those arms around. And we'll stay here for a little while, again, just trying to warm up that body. I hope everybody had a great week this week. It's the last week of summer. Well, I grew up in the Northeast, so school would have been starting next week for me when I was growing up, the first week after Labor Day. So for me, it's the last week of summer, so, or it used to be. So it was always the big, exciting week. The week to finally get everything in that you haven't done all summer long, right? Okay, we're going to take this knee lift and take it to a double knee lift. Ready? Hold for 2. Good. And other side for 2. Keep going. 2 and 2. Again, 2 and 2. Last time each side. Let's go 2. Good. Now we're going to take those legs and hold for 4. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4. Switch. 1, 2, 3, 4. Again. 1, 2, 3, 4. Last time. 2, 3. Now gentle single kicks. Kick, 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 kick. Just try to get that leg nice and gently. We don't want to kick too high. We don't want to blow it out because we still have about 45, 50 minutes left. So don't blow it out in the warm-up. Double kicks. 2 here. And 2. Keep going. 2 and 2. 2 more. Up and last time each side. 2 and 2. Back to singles. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And let's do some jacks out and in. And if jacks don't, we're going to be doing jacks later on as well. So let me just show you the modification for a jack right now. First of all, you should not be going real wide. A jack is not about going real wide. It's about lifting up, pushing off the balls of your feet and landing down on your heels. So a modification would be go right to center, left to center. You're still pushing off the balls of your feet. You're still getting your heart rate up. It's just a little easier for those of you that don't want to jump. Especially some of you ladies that have had a few children. You may not want to jump. So here's your modification. Let's do 8 more of these. Ready? 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and march it out. All right, my heart rate's up. Now we're going to bring it back down. And gently release. And bring it all the way up. And bring it down. All right, good. All right, so please get some water. I'm going to fix my camera. I think we're a little too, I want to bring it down just a little so that you can see more of me. I think that's a little better. One more time. All right, maybe that's a little better. Okay, so I gave you a moment to get some water. And to regroup. So the first exercise we're going to do is a full body exercise. We're going to be using lower and upper body. You're going to use your weights or no weights. If you don't have weights and want to use a weight, you can use water bottles, you can use cans, or no weight at all. Okay, we're going to start off with a squat. A squat is a seated position. You're sitting back. Your knees stay over your ankles. You sit back. So we're going to start off with your legs about shoulder distance apart. Your feet pointed slightly at 11 and 1, sitting right here. Hands are here, and you're going to stand up and sit down. So that's the exercise, except I'm going to make it a little more fun. You're going to stand up and add a 1-arm press, sit down and add a 1-arm press. That's the exercise. You've got 50 seconds to do it. For those of you that want to challenge yourself just a little more, here's another part of it. Sit down, stand up, and lift the opposite leg. Sit down, stand up, and lift the opposite leg. If balance is an issue for you, you may want to make it a little more safe by keeping this chair in front. Sit down, stand up. You still have that chair here to grab onto if you need it, and lift, okay? So I'm going to get the chair out of the way so you can see me. I'm going to put my timer on, and I am going to grab some weights because I'm just going to make it more fun. So here we go. 50 seconds, first exercise. Full body, sit, woohoo, stand, sit, stand. So what we're doing here is we're working, as I said, full body. We're working glutes on the squat. We're working quadriceps on the lift. We're working chest and shoulders and back on the shoulder press. Biceps, shoulders, back, all those muscles. And of course, because we're sitting and standing, we're also using our core. Core is really, really important for balance. Oh, I forgot to mention, after we finish our full circuit of 7 exercises 3 times, we're going to spend the last few minutes of the class working on balance. I've got some great balance exercises for you to work on. So let's just continue. We're almost done, hopefully. Oh, I didn't put the timer on. Oh my goodness. Oh, yes, I did. Okay. It didn't look like it, but I guess I did. Good. All right. So that was good. The next exercise we're going to do is a front lunge. You may want to keep those weights with you again. I'm going to switch weights. Go a little lighter on this one. So we're going to go a front lunge. I'm going to turn so you can see what I'm looking for. Nice big step forward. It's a 2 count. You're gonna stay here for 2 counts because you're gonna use your arms and go 1, 2, and step back. Full step forward, 1, 2, and back. So by adding those curls, I'm keeping you down in that lunge. So we're really working those quads a lot more. And of course, balance. So find your positioning, grab your weights if you want them. 2 count lunge. You do not have to use the weights, just stay down for 2 counts. You can just use your arms to make sure that you're staying down 2 counts. So if you're not using weights, you can just stay down and count. Do not worry about how fast or slow I'm going. This is for you. Stay at your pace. Okay, make sure your knee is safe. It's over your ankle, not your toe. So even though you're going forward, you're really more dipping down than going forward in your body weight. That's what I mean. But I do want a large step forward. So try to lift that leg as high and as far as you can forward, but stay safe with the knee. All the way forward, down and up. Good, and we're working biceps here. As I like to call it, the show me muscle, because when people say, look how strong I'm getting, they usually kind of do one of these. So that's what we're working. Come on down, you can hear my heart rate's coming up because I'm using all these large muscles. So that's our second exercise. I'm gonna put the weights down, stop the timer. The next exercise, we're gonna hit the floor. These are mountain climbers, but I'm gonna make these mountain climbers just a little more fun. It's a two legs, run, and a hold. So here's what I mean, 2 and a hold. So here's your plank position in a mountain climber. 2 legs, 1, 2, hold. 1, 2, hold. So we're changing the pace, stopping, we're going quickly, and then we're holding. If getting on the floor is a difficult range for you, if working on the floor, wrists, elbows, chest, whatever, it's just hard for you, come on over to that chair. It's a great modification, still using all the same muscles. So you can do this on your hands or on your elbows, depending on where you are, how you feel, and it's the same thing. 1, 2, hold. 1, 2, hold. All right, so decide where you want to be. Hit the floor, go by the chair, do this on the wall, doesn't matter. 50 seconds on the clock. Here we go. I'm going to turn sideways so you can see what I'm doing. Abs are tight. It's a mountain climber. It's a long plank. It's a long plank. Your legs are fully extended. Try to be careful not to lift your hips. A lot of people end up way up here, and that's going to make you dizzy and raise your blood pressure, bringing all that blood to your head. So you want to try to maintain a long plank position while you're doing this. This is a core exercise. So you're pulling your belly in the entire time. Just keep pulling it in every time you move. And we're changing the pace. We're going fast and slow. That also forces the belly to tighten on that hold. So this is a really great exercise for your core. We're also, you'll feel this in your shoulders and in your arms. Stay down. The next exercise is also a core exercise. The next exercise is a V-seat rotational weight exchange, what I like to call a swap and drop. So I'm gonna grab my weight. You don't have to use a weight. You can just use your hands. You're gonna be in a V-seat, this position. Your legs can be up. Make sure your chest and back are nice and tall, or your legs can be down. I'm gonna keep my legs down so that I can really concentrate on good form. I wanna pull my belly in. I don't wanna use my back, I wanna use my belly. I'm gonna take my weight on one side with the opposite hand, reach and pull it over. Opposite hand reaches and pulls it over. If this is easy for you, put it a little further back. If it's hard for you, take it a little closer. If you're not holding weights, use both hands. Reach around and around. So this is a twisting motion, working all those side oblique muscles. So grab your weight or not, find your spot on the floor, and here we go. I'm going to turn slightly sideways so you can see, putting my weight there, pulling around, face forward, and pulling it around. Reach, pull, reach, pull, swap and drop, swap and drop. So look, what you're concentrating here, the large muscles, are your core. We're twisting and using all those muscles in the center of your body. We're also using a little shoulder here, yes? Good. So I want you to just keep thinking about pulling your belly in. To make it a little harder, you can take those legs up. By the way, you don't have to keep your legs up the entire time. You can do like 4 up and 4 down. You know, you can mix this up a little, make it a little more challenging for a few of them, and then release it and make it a little easier. Either way, it's still a hard exercise. Still using all those wonderful core muscles. So that's our last exercise on the floor. We're going to stand up next. Remember, when you're standing up, you always take one leg, your more dominant leg, in a 90-degree angle. Hands are on your thigh. Lift yourself up. Come on up and join me. All right. The next exercise we're going to do is, I like to call them 3 o'clock, 9 o'clock instead of side squats. A lot of people call them side squats. You're going to go to one side, all the way here, into a side squat now. You're sitting back. That's why it's a squat. You're sitting back. You're still in that seated position. Chest is up. Seated position, chest is up. You're going to take one side. You can go to that 3 o'clock. Then you're going to come up to a knee lift, come back down, and in. Woohoo! And then we go to the other side. 9 o'clock, seated position. Come up, come down, and in. One more time. Right, up, down, in, left, up. So we've got a pattern here. There's a lot going on. You have to remember to go into that knee. A lot of people don't do that knee. So I threw that in to make it a little more fun. If you want to add a weight, here's where you would add the weight. You go grab that weight, go with either with 2 hands in front of the knee, up, or one hand, and then switch. So you're going to the opposite knee, opposite knee. So that's your choice. Add the weight or not. It's a really hard exercise, no matter if you use the weight or not. So find it. This is your first round. Maybe you want to try it without the weight first and then add the weight your next round. All right, here we go. 50 seconds. I'm going to drop, up, down, in, down, up, down, and again, don't go at my pace, go at your pace. Try to go nice and deep so you're really working in that inner thigh. This is an inner and outer thigh exercise. It's all muscles, all the leg muscles. This is a great way, another really good way of working. We've worked back and front, now we're working inner and outer. So that's what these muscles are. And of course, because we're going on to one foot, we're also working on strengthening the leg, the center leg, strengthening that leg, working core and balance as well. So just keep it going. You can add your arms and pull your belly nice and tight for each exercise. Out, in, and go at your pace, not mine. Out, and stay with it. Good. You're doing great. Stay with it. We're almost done. Down and up. Up, down. Uh-oh, this time I really didn't hit this timer, so let's just do 2 more on each side. Last one on each side, just for fun. Make sure you got it, okay? Down, up, down. Last time, all the way down. Nice big deep squat. All right. Okay, this time I will absolutely hit that timer, I promise, because the next exercise is for cardio. We're going to do jacks. And as I stated showed you during the warm-up, you can do them here, arms overhead, or here, okay? Actually, I'm going to make that a little more fun. I'm going to change the arms a little. So instead of just going up, let's change them. Let's go out one way and in the other way. So it's out, and in. Or out, in. So we're crossing in the front, changing those arms. So we're asking the arms to do something that the legs are not doing. Okay? Just have a little more fun with that. And it will raise the heart rate just slightly differently. My timer is on now. I'm watching. Okay, here we go. Out and in. Your choice. Oops, I forgot my in. Your choice. Stay. You can jump or you can go side to side. Your choice. Try not to make these real wide. Try to work on lifting up instead of going wide. Be good to those knees. Be good to your ankles, spine, and back. Right, left. Your choice. Just stay with it. Now, the purpose of this exercise for us today is all about speed. It's all about cardio. We want to get that heart rate up. Even though most of these exercises were a little cardio because we use so many different large muscle groups, we had to rely on a lot more oxygen to complete them. But this one is just pure oxygen. We want to feed the brain oxygen and blood. So just keep, okay, there it was, first round of that. And we've got one more exercise to complete, and this is, we're going to do what I call dip and kick. I'm going to show you on the chair first, then you can do this on the floor, your choice. We're going to dip with our triceps. So, I'm going to close the door there. There we go. Okay, so you're going to dip here. So your arms, notice I'm not going real low. I want to be good to my shoulders. So you just have to break, just above 90 degrees if you can. Come back up and a big kick, break, and a big kick. On the floor, it looks exactly the same. Be careful, be good to your shoulders. You don't want to be here. You want to be as close to those shoulders. Your arms should be directly underneath your shoulders as much as possible. Bend, kick, bend, kick. On the kick, see if you can extend that leg. See if you can get a nice big kick, not a bend, not a march. Try to get a full leg. So I'm putting my timer on, and I definitely got it on that time. Again, I'm going back to my chair, and here we go. Dip and kick. So the large muscle groups we're working here are really not that large. We're working on triceps, which are the smaller muscle behind your arm. These are, for women, this is a real area that most women really, really hate. It becomes very flabby. So we want to make sure to keep those arms really nice and strong and tight. So that's that muscle. And then, of course, we're working hamstring because we're lifting those legs, full leg straight. We're lifting with the ankle or with the heel. Pull that heel in front of you. So you're going to feel a nice, real good stretch and workout in the back of your leg also. And don't forget, you're also, of course, working your core. So bend and kick, and there we go. I'm going to have a seat. Catch your breath. All right, those are our first. That's our first round, our first 7 of 7 exercises. That's our first round. We're going to do the round again. This time I want you to focus on the movement as opposed to the form or the muscle group, because the movement is really why I've chosen these exercises for Parkinson's, for young onset Parkinsons, as opposed to just going through the body and doing an exercise for each muscle group. So the first exercise is the squat and press with opposite. On that exercise, we're working on leg, we're working on gait. So a lot of people with Parkinson's, even early on, start to see that their legs are just not lifting as high. That is not necessarily strength. Some of that is just the movement. So we want to make sure that is being diminished. So we want to make sure that leg is nice and high. Retraining, reinforcing the brain to lift. We're also working opposites. It's called contralateral. So we're going to bend and lift the, whoops, I didn't do it. Bend and lift the opposite. Opposite arm, opposite leg. If you're not lifting the leg because of balance, you can come up to your toe. Bend, come up to the toe so that you're still triggering the brain to use the opposites. This part is important. So I'm going to encourage you to not just do your squat and press, but to also use the opposite leg in any form you can. All right, so let's play around with that one a little on the next round. Our timer is on, and here we go. We're going to bend and lift, or bend and lift. Either way, it's really important because we're working on movement as opposed to just form and large muscles. We really want to lift and extend. We're working on range of motion. That arm needs to go fully to the sky, whether you're holding weights or not. The arm goes all the way up. The leg and arm working in conjunction, opposite sides of the body. Keep it going. Keep it going. And even if this is not a symptom that you're experiencing, it's really good just to reinforce these because these are very common. So you want to reinforce it so that maybe you can either delay it or stop this symptom. So you just want to keep going, practicing, working on lifting. And of course, you're sitting back. We're strengthening the legs. Always working on strength in addition. All right, so we're going to drop the weight or not because the next exercise is the front lunge, 2 count with the curl. I actually added the curl, not for strength, although that's a really nice plus. I added the curl to force you to really think about getting that leg, taking your time, lengthening that leg as far forward as you can. Then the curl keeps you here, and then you're lifting it back. The motion in this exercise that we're focusing on is large steps as opposed to those fast steps that so many people with Parkinson's experience. Okay, so think about large steps. Be careful, be good to your knee and your body. I'm going to grab those weights again, because I like that part. Okay? Just because you do one doesn't mean you don't do the other, right? So nice big step forward and back. And many of you will find this one really takes a lot of balance. So keep that chair nearby you. That's not cheating. Down and up. Big steps. Try to also, if you can, think about landing on your heel and then coming down to your toe. Also, another symptom, a lot of people lose that ability, or that they're just not putting their heel down first, and that's what causes the shuffling, because you're moving your foot as one flat unit instead of rolling through your heel and toe. So practice that, reinforce that, retrain the brain, build those new pathways, or build stronger pathways that already exist. Keep it going, bend, use those arms just for the show me, for the show me benefit. And there's our minute. All right, weights go down, we go down. We're gonna hit those mountain climbers. The mountain climbers has a number of benefits. First of all, we're obviously using our arms and shoulders holding us up, core. This is a balance exercise. Whenever you're on one side of your body versus the other, your body has to readjust its center of gravity, so it's a balance exercise. It's also a gait exercise because we're lifting those knees really high. So again, retraining, reinforcing those large leg motions. The other thing that has a huge benefit is that change in tempo. We're retraining or reinforcing that speed element that a lot of people find even in early onset, that they start to move just slower. So we're re-triggering the part of the brain that allows you to move faster. Okay, so think about that while you're doing it. Maybe you'll want to go a little faster on the fast and hold it on the hold. Your choice. Stay where you feel best. And there's our timer on the ground. Here we go. So I'm going to run and hold. Run and hold. And again, challenge yourself. Do what feels right for you. Go a little faster, and then hold. And you can hold that a little longer than I'm holding it to really work on a little more center of your body, a little more balance, a little more strength in your core, or you can just stay at an even pace. Just keep it going. Hips are low so that you're not turning upside down, pulling those knees nice and high into your chest. Remember, this round is all about movement, not as much form. We did the form, we learned the exercise already. Now we're worrying and focusing on the movement of each exercise. It's not about doing them perfectly. It's about moving through each exercise as best you can. Pull it in, keep it going. We are done. That one really knocks me out. I love that one. All right, stay on the ground because we're going to do those V-seat, swap, and drop exercises next. Grab the weight or not. The exercise here, the movement we're working on, this is for rigidity, so that you're not moving so stiff. So that's why we're taking this and we're swinging it all the way over the other side. We're moving a nice fluid motion as opposed to a jerking motion like up and down, or up and down. This one's a little more fluid. We're going through. We're also crossing the midline, taking your right arm, bringing it across to your left side. That uses your brain more fully. And of course, with Parkinson's, we want to use as much brain as we can to keep our brain function strong. So find your position, and here we go. Abs are tight, sitting tall, opposite arm, pulls it around. Pulls it around. Now I up my weight this time because I'm an animal. You do what's right for you. Pull it around, abs are tight, sitting tall. Think about really not just moving your arm, but turning and facing that weight. Turning and really turn a full turn if you can. Try to bring that whole body around. And just have a little fun with this. Feel your abdominals pulling in. Feel your sides working. Turn your shoulders with you. Take your head with you. That'll help you turn even more. And keep it going. We've got about 10 seconds to go on this one. So just stay with me. Stay with me. Here we go. Pull And there it is. All right, we're back standing again. Let's get the weights out of the way because now, we want to make sure that one leg is in front, hands on your thigh. Lift yourself up. We're going to do those 3 o'clock, 9 o'clock squats. Once again, this is also for gait. Gait is one of the larger common symptoms. I mean, there's so many different parts of gait that are affected with Parkinson's disease. There's slow motions, there's small fast steps, there's balance, there's shuffling, not lifting your, so there's all these different common symptoms. We want to make sure we're addressing all of them. This one we're taking large steps in a different direction, not front and back, but to the side. And then you're going to bend, and then here's that inner thigh, working on both sides of the body. So think about that. Think about really lengthening and working those legs. Think about shifting your weight from one side to the other. Down and shift your weight and see if you can hold that. That's all core. All right. Think about all those motions. I'm going to add some weight just to make it a little more fun for me. Down and shift my weight. And down. And I switch sides. Down, up, down. See if you can lift that knee nice and high again. Working on, again, not just form, but the motion of lifting up, shifting weight and lifting nice and high. And see if you can hold that knee up. And keep going. There's a lot to think about in these exercises when you're not just doing it for form. So don't get frustrated. Do what you can. Think about what your level is and what your needs are and what your comfort level is. That's so important because there's no one exercise that works for everybody. All of these exercises can be modified and changed for you. So don't get frustrated if this one, if any particular exercise doesn't really fit you. It's wrong. It's, there's too much of one thing or another. Just do your best. The next exercise is our cardio. Not much to say except that, again, we're working on speed. Retraining, reinforcing the brain to move quickly. And jumping is one of those things. You don't have to jump, but if you that motion of bending and quickly lifting up is actually one of the ways a lot of runners train, cross-training, jumping. It reinforces and retrains the brain to work faster and harder and using those fast twitch muscles. So if you can jump, or even if you're going to the side, it's a push off. That will use that part of the brain. All right, here we go. Crossing in the midline also. So again, not only are we working the brain, retraining the brain for speed, we're also using crossing that midline, so we're forcing both sides of the brain to work together. We're working unilaterally out here, and then crossing the midline, working opposites on the inside. So just keep it going, out and in. These are one of those exercises that it's really funny when we're kids. It's one of those hard ones, then we get it, and then we lose it. I don't know. It's part of the brain. That's what it is. And also, I think it's the jumping. So stay with whatever works for you. Again, I'm going to show you that modified version. They're both good. You're still bending and using those muscles in a fast twitch way. So you're still getting the benefit of both both ways of doing it and crossing those arms. Hopefully your heart rate's up because we have one last exercise to do on this round. Dip, kick. All right. So the dip, kick, what we're doing here, the dip, not so much. It's really the kick. Okay, the dip is great. It'll build those muscles in your arms. Great. But for Parkinson's, we're really working on the kick. So we're working on coordination, using the brain, cognitive, strengthening the brain, of alternating the kick, and also we're working on, once again, large, fully extended legs. That's why I said when I was teaching in the beginning to really try to not bend the leg, keep that leg straight, range of motion, large motion. So think about not just strength in this exercise, think about the motion. Here we go, 50 seconds on the clock. You can do these on the floor. I'm not going to, but you can. Okay, dip, nice big kick. Think about lifting that leg. Use your heel to really lift a little higher. You can do this nice and quick. That kick can be you can use momentum to lift that kick. That's fine. That's not cheating. In fact, that would be great because you're adding that speed element that we talked about earlier. Otherwise, just stay with it. Pull your belly tight. We're working Also a lot of balance here. Stay at your pace. You may not be able to do a full 50 seconds of these dips. These are small muscles in those triceps. Triceps are small. Even though it's a 3 muscle, they're 3 small muscles. They're not like your quads that are 4, or at least 2 of those 4 are very large. These are small muscles behind the arm. So you may not have the strength to do a full minute. Stay with it. I've been doing these a long time. All right, wipe off. Grab some water. Take a moment. Come on. Nope, it's not going to. There we go. All right, so grab some water, take your moment, get your heart rate down. The third round, my favorite round, is I'm going to throw in a mental challenge, a mental exercise, a brain teaser. How's that? For each exercise. So not only are you thinking about your large muscle groups and making the movement of the exercise itself, but now I'm going to take your brain off of the movement of the body and have your brain think about something completely different than what your body's doing. This is, I mean, you want to talk about multitasking. This is doing it all, okay? A lot of people do this when they're exercising anyway. They're thinking about what they have to do the rest of the day. Well, this time, this is a more controlled environment. I'm going to tell you what to think about. So our first exercise is the squat with the opposite leg. I want you to try to come up with a different superhero every time you come up. So coming down, come up with a superhero, name that superhero, come down, come up on the other side and name a different superhero. See if you can do that for the entire 50 seconds, okay? And, whoop, let me grab my waist. Here we go. All right, so I'm not going to help you on this. This is all you. And push. Just try to keep thinking of one. If you get stumped, that's okay. That's fine. Don't worry about it. Do your best. It's only 50 seconds. You don't have to worry about it. You're not going to... If you run out, just keep thinking. See what you can come up with. Making sure you're sitting back also. Stay with it. Up and down. Lift. Reach. Keep it going. Almost done. There are, you'd be shocked at how many superheroes there are when I looked it up this week. I mean, I didn't hear of a lot of them, but that's because I'm not a big Marvel enthusiast. So, weights or no weights, front lunges with the curl next, okay? This exercise, this time, I'm going to give you the name of a city, the name of a state. I'm going to give you one of the 50 states, and you're going to come up with the capitals, okay? So I'm going to give you time, come up with the capital. I'm not going to give you the answer. Those of you that are watching from abroad, that you may not know all of our states and capitals. That's okay. Name all the cities that you can on the down, right here. Name all the cities. Every time you come down, think of another city where you're living, in your country, in your province, okay? So Americans, we're doing capitals. Grab your weights, get ready to go. I'm going to grab these. Hang on. Okay, here we go. 50 seconds on the clock. The first state, Iowa, Pennsylvania, Vermont, Ohio, South Dakota, Washington, New Hampshire, Kansas, New Jersey, Michigan, Maine, Idaho, Kentucky. How'd you do? Did you know them? I knew most of them. I have to say, a few of them I did have to look up. A few of them I wasn't sure of. Okay, the next exercise we're gonna do are the mountain climbers. Mountain climbers, I'd like you to come up with and try to think of every time you go on the hold, so it's run, run, hold, run, run, hold. Every time you get on that hold, try to come up with a different shape, okay? And there are a gazillion of them, but you'll see how hard it is to come up with when you're forced to, okay? Do your best, come on down to the ground, get in position, get ready to go. We're talking shapes. Here we go, and I'm gonna come up here. So it's run, run, and shape. Make sure your hips are low. Keep thinking. You got this. There are a lot of them. Keep going. Keep going. Look around the room if you get stumped. There's shapes everywhere. Lengthen the legs. Pull your belly in. We're working shapes. Get those legs nice and long while you're thinking. Challenge the brain. All right, we're staying on the ground. V, swap and drop. Grab the weight if you need it or want it. Come on down. This time, swap and drop, let's see. This time we're gonna, what are we gonna do? Oh, I know. Let's spell the word chocolate. Spell the word chocolate. C-H, chocolate, okay? But when you finish spelling it, spell it backwards. So every time you reach, you say a letter, put it down. Every time you reach, you say another letter. Spell it forwards, spell it backwards. If you have time, spell it forwards again. Okay, so we're using the brain in spelling now. Okay, opposite hand reaches over, other hand does not support, stays up. I like to put it behind me to remind myself not to use it. But we're twisting and spelling. I don't want to confuse you, so just stay with it. Say it out loud, don't just say it to yourself. That will help. Visualize it in your brain. Stay with me. Make sure you're turning. Take that arm all the way around, cross it. Belly tight. Okay, good. A little harder than you may have expected, right? Good for you. Bring one leg in front, hands on your thigh. Come on up, wipe off, grab some water. The next one you're gonna have fun with. So we've just spelled. Now we're gonna do math. Math is my favorite. No, it's not. Not at all. But I've got some math equations for you. Every time I go to one side, I'm gonna give you the equation. Okay, it gives you time to think. And then on the other side, you're gonna say the answer. Okay, so I'm gonna give you the equation on the right side. And give you time to answer it on the left, okay? So grab your weight if you want to. I'm not gonna hold a weight. You can, that's fine. If you're gonna hold a weight, try to use it either in both hands, but try to use it on the opposite arm. Again, using that brain a little more fully and reinforcing that opposites. So get yourself ready. I'll put my timer on. And here we go. The first equation is, I'll start easy, 7 times 9. 63 minus 47. 116 divided by 4. 72 minus 55. 37 times 9. 61 plus 86. Didn't have time to finish all my numbers. How'd we do? Were you able to think that quickly? I can't. I'm just telling you right here and now. I got the first one. Okay. The next exercise is jumping jacks. We're just gonna just jump, okay? I want you to just have some fun with this. Don't think about anything, just jump, all right? So get yourself up, and here we go, jumping jacks, 50 seconds. And again, stay at your pace. You can, oop, I forgot my swapping of the arms. Swap those arms. Keep it going. You can go a little faster each time or a little slower. Maybe some of them are slow and some of them are fast. And then slow and fast. Change that. Change the speed. Great for the brain, great for the legs, great for the back and neck, great for everything. Cross those arms in the front. Stay with me a little faster. Ready? Because this is our last set. So a little faster now. Even a little faster if you can. Stay. Don't let me push you into something that's unsafe for you. Make sure you've got that chair or wall nearby to keep yourself safe, and just keep jumping, keep jumping. We're almost done. Here we go. All right. Get your heart rate down for a moment. Our last exercise, the dips. Dip and kick, get those legs nice and high. Every time you dip for this exercise, every time you use your arms, not your legs, I want you to think of something that is needed or you bring with you for camping. Okay, so these are camping items. Camping. End of summer, that's where I was thinking. End of summer. If you haven't camped yet, with COVID and everything else going on, you probably was not a big year for camping, although you do get to socially distance, don't you? Anyway, think of things that you need or use for camping. Ready? Get yourself in position on the floor or on your chair, and here we go. And again, I don't want to interfere and get your mind off of it, so I'm just going to try to keep quiet and try to lift those legs. Dip. On the dip is when you think of something you need. You can speed it up if you camp a lot. You already know a lot of camping things. Speed it up a little. If you can't think of any, slow it down. The purpose of this is just a little fun. Don't get frustrated. We're just having a little fun here. Stimulating the brain. Challenging the brain. Keep it going. Bend and kick. You may feel these tomorrow. Yay for us, right? Yay for us. 5 seconds. You can tell I really don't like these because I'm looking at the clock the whole time. All right, give yourselves a hand. You did it. Oh, yay. Walk it off. Grab some water. Stretch your shoulders, stretch your arms. Let's stretch out that right arm right here. Let's walk it off and stretch out that tricep. Tricep, good. And the other arm, we're stretching that tricep, lengthening the arm. We're going to finish with some balance exercises, and then we'll stretch out the rest of the body. So in the meantime, I'm going to give you a second to grab some water. Get all your equipment out of the way because you're going to need an open area for walking. I'm going to move my chair so I have just a little more area for walking. All right, so I've got 3 exercises to work on for balance. The first exercise is a weight shifting. A lot of people lose their balance because of the shifting of the weight. So you, like anything, like any sport or anything that you're learning or want to improve on, you have to practice and do a lot of them. So even though this seems like nothing, it's something. It's a lot. So let's practice shifting the weight. So let's shift 3 times and hold. Let's go. Shift, 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 hold. Now if you notice, my foot's just barely off the ground. Just barely. It's not a kick. I'm shifting the weight. I'm pulling my belly in. I'm lifting my shoulders. I'm trying to find my balance. Woohoo! As I said, trying. And let's shift it again. Shift your weight. Just bend your knees and shift, 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 shift. Keep shifting. Bring your whole body weight. Use your hips. Bring your whole body weight to one leg to the other. And now we're going to hold on our right leg. Ready? Hold. And let's count 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Shift. As I said, the entire body shifts. You're not just using the knees. Take your hips and shoulders with you so the weight exchange is different. Ready? We're gonna hold on the left leg and hold. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and shift. The entire body moves. Take your shoulders with you. Keep going. Good. Now we're gonna hold on that right leg. If this is really easy for you, I'm gonna invite you to change your arms. And when you change your arms, it changes the weight distribution, right? If one arm is out and the other arm is not, all your weight's on that side. So you have to find and pull in and use all those muscles. Let's shift it to the other side. Everything moves. And come all the way over here and find it for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's do one more on each side. Shifting the weight. And hold it right here. And hold, just pull your belly in. So what we're doing here, obviously we're changing the center of gravity. Right? We're pulling in, we're using all these core muscles that we worked our last 7 exercises, or other side. Strengthening those core muscles, strengthening them so that they can give us better balance. Last round, right here, hold it. So those are that's what we're working on right here. And if 10 seconds is easy for you and the arms don't throw you, go a little longer. But it's not about how high you lift, it's about shifting your weight from one side of your body to the other. Practicing, because that's what happens in real life. That's when we lose our balance. And shake it out. All right, the next exercise is the tightrope walk, better known as the drunk walk. This is a hard enough walk to do at 9 in the morning, sober. So how a police officer can ask you to do this after you've had a few drinks is beyond me, but they do. All right, so what I'd like you to do is we're going to start wide and work our way closer. That's why it's called the tightrope also. So we're going to start off with your legs in a staggered position, one in front of the other. Try not to go wide stagger. So we're not standing here, we're actually standing one leg directly in front of the other. That's a very difficult balance position. So we're going to start wide, okay? Start wide. And just lift up and try to bring that leg directly in front. And we're just going to practice walking in a wide position, okay? Let's do a few of these. Just practice working on wide, long, wide positions. You don't have to go real wide. It's not about going real wide. It's about bringing one foot directly in front of the other. So what we're doing here, obviously it's balance. We are calling on all your senses because balance is not just core. Balance is visual. So you're watching to see where your foot goes. You're watching to make sure that you are, one leg is directly in front of the other. We're still focusing and triggering all those core muscles. And we're stimulating all those sensors in your brain that tells you where your body is in space. So if that is difficult for you and you found you were losing your balance, stay with that one. If that was easy for you and you weren't losing your balance, let's try to bring it in a little. Maybe, 4 or 5 inches apart, okay? And here's why it's called the tightrope walk, okay? And we're just walking as if you were standing on a tightrope. And just keep playing with that. And again, as I said, this, like any other exercise, the more you do it, the better you get at it. That's what exercise is about. It's about repetitive motion to train your body where it is, for balance, where it is in space, and to stimulate all those sensors that are needed. Your eyes, where to focus, how to keep your balance, your abdominals, everything is working here. Good. All right, now, the third one, staying with the tightrope. If you have gotten those, stay at the level that you need to stay at, practice it. These are all different levels. The next one is toe to heel, heel to toe, lift to a knee, woohoo! Down, heel to toe. Lift to a knee, so we're also adding one leg, we're adding a balance here on one leg, and then coming down to a smaller foundation. So I'm always saying that the wider your foundation, the better balance you'll have, the more support you have. The smaller your foundation is, the less balance you are offering your body. So this one is the hardest. You do not need to start with this one. This one you work your way toward, okay? And just have a little more fun with this. You need to do this, not need to. It would be good to do this a few times a week. to, again, retrain, reinforce, stimulating all those sensors in the brain and in the body for balance. The last exercise I want to show you, you will need a wall or a chair. The chair is better. If you don't have a chair, that's fine, use the wall. We're going to start off with the right leg. I'm going to give you a moment to find that chair or find that wall. So we're going to start off with holding on. That's fine. That's part of the exercise. Start by holding on with a knee lift, okay? So now you need to find, again, triggering all those sensors, find your center of gravity, find your abdominals, lift up your chest. The only way you can hold this position is by standing tall. If your body weight's forward, you're not going to be able to maintain that. So hold it right here, extend your leg straight in front, okay? Now, here's the fun part. Take that leg, rotate it behind, all the way behind you, and take that opposite arm and extend it for 3, 2, 1. Yeah? Let's do it again. Bend the knee, extend the knee, let go if you can, or one finger. I'm a big fan of one finger. Hold that one finger just to help you steady it around. So we're changing your weight shifting. We're shifting that weight the whole time, right? Front, side, back. And now we hold here. We are actually finding balance because the leg is in back and the arm is in front. So find your balance here. If it's different if you're just lifting the leg. Good, let's try that 2 more times. Ready? Come up, you're gonna feel a nice, just putting a lot of weight on that left leg there. So we're also strengthening that leg, but we're also working all parts. See if you can find it right here. Find that balance. Lean into it. Hold 1, 2, 3. Woo! One more time and then we're gonna switch sides. Okay, here we go. Lift, extend, see if you can do it. Do your best, you can do this, you can do it, or you can't. And you're a good person no matter what. Whether you can do it or not, it doesn't matter. It's not a reflection of who or what you are. It's just a little balance exercise and release. I'm going to take that chair, go to the other side, and give it a shot. Don't be surprised if one side is much more balanced than the other side. That's what we call normal. Okay? It's fine. Everybody is. We all have a dominant side, a stronger side. It's not uncommon. It's in fact normal. So let's start off with that bent knee. And again, do the first few holding on if you can, just so that you understand what we're doing. Keep that leg extended. Find all those muscles that you need. Bring it all the way around. Gently, slowly, find your balance as you bring it around. And extend the arm. Woohoo! I lost it. I'm going to come forward so I don't kick my timer. And in. Try it again. Knee up, extend, bring it around, behind, 1, 2, 3. Whew. 2 more times. Up, extend, around. Find your balance as it goes around. Find it, find it, find it. Yay! And now, the hardest part. 1, 2, 3. All right, last time. Give it a shot. Here we go. And if you have to hold on the whole time, that's fine, because you're still stimulating, triggering, and using all those muscles necessary. Even if you're holding, your body is still working, your brain is still working, everything is still engaged and triggered and figuring it out. Hold 1, 2, and 3. Wow. All right. So while we have the chair here, let's stretch out our glutes. You're going to take one leg, cross it over the top of your leg, sitting back. That's your glute stretch. And it's a sitting position. So sit all the way back. You're going to feel a nice stretch right back here in your glutes. How'd we do today? I told you it was going to be a challenging one. It was for me. I hope it was for you too. I had a lot of fun with today's exercise routine. I think it was I feel like I am worn out. I am good for the day. How about you? And good, release. We're going to take the other leg, cross it right in front, right on that thigh, sitting back like there's a chair behind you. Pull your hips back. You can lean on the chair. That's not cheating. Try not to wrench your back by dropping your head or just sitting back so that your back is safe. And just hold it right here. We did a lot of glute exercises today. We did all those different types of squats. We did a regular squat with the knee lift, We also did those 3 o'clock and 9 o'clock squats. So we're using all those legs, those glutes. And also on the dips, we were also using the glutes when your heels were holding you up, either on the floor or on the chair. You were using those glutes. So good for you. Now we're going to stretch out the front of the leg, your quad. I'm going to move that chair again so you can see what I'm doing. Grab hold of the toe. Make sure your knee faces the floor. Try not to stretch like this, but rather all the way up. Bring that leg, if you can, behind you. Otherwise, just hold it right here. And again, we used a lot of quadriceps, the front of your leg. We used a lot of those in the front lunges, those holding for 2 counts with the curls. We used those muscles there. We also use them in the dips when in the bent position, so we're using a lot of those. And the mountain climbers. There's certainly we're using the quads there. But every time you lift that knee, you're using your quads. So, and the jacks, I guess we used it in almost everything, okay? And switch legs. I'm going to move my chair again. Grab hold of the ankle, make sure, or the toe. Make sure that you are standing tall, you're not bending. If this exercise doesn't work for you, you can put that leg behind you and put your weight on the chair and stretch right here. We're stretching. It's the same exercise I was doing standing, stretching that leg. You're just doing it on the floor. And just hold it right there. And let's just hold for another 10 seconds. 10 and 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. All right, get the chair out of the way. Nice big stretch as we come to our conclusion. Bring those arms as high as you can. Lengthen every muscle in your entire body. Reach as high as you can. Open up your chest. Open up your fingers. Tighten your fingers again and open them up as high and as big as you can. Lengthen those arms, stretching out your shoulders, your chest, your back. Feel your abdominals lifting and lengthening. Drop those arms to your side as we finish with a big yay. Ready? Yay! Using our vocal strength for a big finale. Thank you all so much for joining me this morning. Please remember, hit subscribe. If you are not a subscriber, it will all give you notifications as to when something new is coming up or when our classes are. But it also helps other people find us. And as I said in the beginning, Young Onset is an unusual, small group, and there's not a lot out there for people with young onset Parkinson's. So we want to reach as many people as we can. So if you can subscribe, that really helps other people as well. And if one class a week is not enough for you, and good for you if it's not, please join our membership and you'll be able to access some of our previous recorded classes, and that will allow you to do more than just one class a week. So thank you so much for joining me this morning. Hope you had a lot of fun. Have a safe, great week. I'll see you next week for Labor Day. Bye-bye.